First and foremost, Happy New Year. I hope 2022 was better than 2021 for you and your family. Flip the Script will be back. We're working on some things now. We changed a little bit of things, and we will be back. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about snitching. Let me tell you how the topic of snitching came up. So I was in the studio, and a group of guys from the Bronx, shout out to BX and B-Next, they admire the Flip the Script platform. And they questioned me how I could have a conversation with Alpo. Now, shout out to the Bronx, I had my run-ins with the Bronx when I was a kid. I never really got along with the Bronx until I met some guys. I met at Madison Square Garden, a guy named Miami, got me in the garden. Bronx, BX, they showed me mad love. I just felt like I was from there. Because when I was younger, my family lived there. They had a restaurant out there, a Jamaican restaurant. And when I got up the train station, it was just so crazy. They knew I wasn't from there. But Miami and them showed me love, and the BX dudes at the Madison Square Garden, Dipset versus Locks. It was amazing. I was waiting for Cam. I ended up waiting for him inside, but they got me inside through the security. And then I met a guy named Dice Peso, and I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Him and his homies showed me love. He was Oakley. The dudes are solid dudes, man. Show me love and reach out to me to make sure I'm good. So the Bronx have become, sort of like a cousin to me. And then I be on 183rd and Creston, those guys over there. But so I was in the studio with the Bronx, and they was talking to me about Alpo. How can you talk to Alpo? You're a meteorologist. How can you do this? How can you do that? And I had to explain to them that if I was these reputable journalists, you see, because I gave myself the name meteorologist, not meteor. And I'm not going to get into what meteorologist mean. You can look up the definition. I came up with that word. And meteorologists, we stand alone. We do the non-biased journalistic work. Even though I'm Mr. Bias, I think I can do what I want because I made the rules, but still it's supposed to be non-biased nonetheless. And I explained to them that I talked to Alpo because I wanted answers. I explained to them I wanted answers. I always wanted answers. I was tired of playing telephone. I was tired of listening to other people. Now, you heard this rhetoric before from me, and I get it. But today, when this video is different, I'm going to play some audio where Alpo tell me why he snitched. It's a short clip I'm going to play. But let me say about snitching. I don't agree with snitching. I'm from the Web and Nitty era. A lot of you know who Web and Nitty is. Web is home now. Nitty is Nitty. I spoke to Nitty the other day. And I was with Green Eyes the other day, and they were just telling me about things pertaining to snitching and what we don't stand for. It's not in my cloth. So I never agreed with it. But I feel like I had to compromise who I was in order to get the real story, because the game telephone is he said, he say, he say, he say, he say, he say. And by the time I get to you, the story done changed thousands of times. I could listen, but I don't agree. And this is what I told my brothers from the Bronx. And, they understood, they respect. I mean, they talk what they talk, call me all these type of these slangs, but they gave me hugs and fives, and I appreciated it because I was a man. I stood up. I wasn't cocky. I was respectful, and they was respectful. You know what I mean? Like, they just didn't understand. I gave them clarity. In this life, when you choose a life, when you choose a path, you got to be confident within yourself and stand within yourself. You got to understand what you're doing and go forward in what you're doing, because that's your dream and your vision. What I eat don't make you and what you don't make me. My vision was clear. Once I entered this game, I realized that I would do anything to get the truth out there or a perspective of somebody else. But I don't agree with snitching. I don't agree with the whole 6ix9ine thing. I know male murder. I know a lot of people pertaining to that. It hit home. But I had to stay true to myself in my journalistic work, my meteorologist work. So I had to explain to those brothers. Snitching is frowned upon a lot of times. We lost a lot of people due to snitching. We represent this false aura. We are loyal to this false aura, this false folklore. And what I mean false is meaning that it's not a person. It's just a principle that we're loyal to, that no snitching, you come out and you stand strong. Now, a lot of men in there standing strong by not telling. They did the crime, they did the time, and they stood on their square, and they realized it, and they did it with honor. Salute. Salute. And I don't agree with snitching. I don't like it. Never did. A lot of people, they're not honorable like that. A lot of people don't live by that certain creed. A lot of people don't live by that law. When they're faced with these large amount of numbers, they make these decisions. And they make these decisions to suit them. And that's what Alpo said. You'll hear it yourself, what he said. Do I agree with it? No. But I was able to tell him how I felt. I was able to tell him about the principle and remind him the society that he stood for and came from. I was able to tell him I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. And this is why I'm able to move the way I move, because regardless of what, I'm still a man that stands on principle. But my job is my job. I know vegans that work at McDonald's. You may not understand that. It sounds crazy. I know. You're like, what? My job is my job. Am I ashamed of it? No. Do I stand with it? No. No, I don't. But we have to understand, and shout out to my brothers in the Bronx, that with this snitching rule, a lot of homies, big homies, back in the days told when before they got the courage to do the time. A lot of them, there's a lot of things going around. This new era, look at the guy 6ix9ine, even new era. Telling's been going on for a long time. And it looked like these days it's more acceptable due to the new wave of youth that's growing up. Now, I don't want to get into the details of, who should, that's not my thing. I'm not doing that. I keep my principles and my morals to myself. But what I would say is that I stand on what I stand on. And my job doesn't mean that I agree with you. The way I grew up, the way I was raised, I was always taught, keep your eyes open, your mouth closed. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, both to listen. If you do the crime, you do the time. You live by the gun, you know the rest. When you sign up to participate in the street, this is what happens. When you sign up to participate in the street, you gotta expect the unexpected, but the unexpected is to be expected. So here go Alpo telling the reason why he told and how he felt about it. You can listen for yourself. Comment below. I did say I wasn't playing another clip from that phone call that I had, but I decided to play it because I had a deep conversation about it. How do you feel? What do you feel? Let me know below.
I'm not. You already told me, yo, Papa. I don't get caught up. I do a lot of defending. Hold on. Yeah.
When you have a, I'll stand on any podium, any block, whoever got anything to say if they want to come at me. I'm standing on the truth. You making up stories. When the wars was out, 1980, when money was flowing in order, nigga, I was coming through Harlem with the top down.
I heard that.
Wasn't worrying about nothing. So what are y'all telling me? What are y'all telling me right now? Because I did something. Listen. I'm not the promoter of being a snitch. I'm not saying that. A nigga could call me from the penitentiary right now and be like, yo, what should I do? They want to give me 50 years, but they want me to tell. Nigga, you do what you got to do. Don't ask me, because I did what I had to do for me. You want to go? You want to rock out with those people? Then go. You want to take the door that's always been in the game? See, people try to put the snitching thing like I'm the one who started that. That thing has been in the game since the game has been in existence. You just got to be able to walk through it if you go through it.
I understand. But a lot of people, that's a society that's frowned upon. Nigga, ratting is frowned upon in society. You know that. So people gonna say whatever they say.
Right, but you're not listening to me. You know what's frowned upon too? Doing forever in jail, and the niggas in the streets ain't sending you no commentary.
That is as well.
Yeah, I want you, the next time you got niggas up there, just be funny and say, how many of you niggas are taking care of niggas in the feds? Most of them are going to say nobody.
Yeah. I don't give yourself too much credit, but yeah, something like that. You funny to me.
My nigga, listen, I ain't never got to give myself too much credit because you got dudes on your show still talking about me.
Talking shit. All right, go ahead. All right, let it hang. My fault.
No, I'm just saying.
What I'm asking you though, you don't. Do you have? And I don't think nobody asked you this, but I want to know personally for me. Do you have any regrets at all? I always thought that, like, yo, this nigga have any regrets? The way you move around is like you don't. And I know being in the I don't know what type of penitentiary you was in.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You're just like everybody else. How do you expect me to move around? Like what would be satisfying to you on how I move around?
Nothing would be satisfying to me. I can't tell a man how to move.
Exactly. So why you even asking that goddamn question?
Okay, true. But you don't seem humbled.
I don't gotta seem humble. I did 24 years. I don't gotta seem humble.
Say no more. And that's all I want. Don't try to fight me. That's all I want to know, nigga. It's been on my mind for a while.
No.